The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to the Reagan All Sports. We're back for the half-hour episode with my main man, Sheldon Goldberg.
Special expanded edition.
Yes.
There we go.
Before we play the name game, Sheldon, George sent me something real quick. I'd like to George says he wasn't Matt's assistant. He would book him. He would look it over and approve, but he handled the talent and booking for TV. Which era of NECW do you think would have been best suited for TV?
Hard to say. I liked our second run on WMFP.
Yeah.
There were aspects of it that were really, really good. We had a great roster. We had, if the guys had been more into it, it would have been terrific. If we had a little more resources behind it, production-wise.
Right.
Next time when we do TV, we're going to have all the resources behind it.
Nice.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Excellent. We're going to play the name game now.
All right. Uh-oh.
Bunch of people that have worked for you. Maybe some of them haven't, but I always usually start off with my ex-co-host, Derek Dukes.
Great guy. Love Derek Dukes.
Me too. Love you, Derek. See that?
Yep.
Kenny Dykstra. Kenny from the Spirit Squad.
Didn't work with him too much. He
No.
did an Iron 8 for us, but a really nice kid. I like Kenny quite a bit.
Very talented.
I wished I had had more time to work with him in the environment when we were doing TV and those sorts of things. I really wish I had time with him, but he didn't need it. He was a prodigy.
Right. A guy that's not wrestling anymore, John Walters.
John Walters, great talent, great athlete, not a great businessman.
Okay. I'm going to bring Tanya Lee. Now, wasn't she affiliated with Sean Gorman and Eddie in DC at one time?
Yes, she was terrific. Nikki Rocks was the first Triple W champion.
Right.
We unified the titles. And we had to take the belt off her. This is kind of a long story as to why. Some controversy about that, but we made the right decision at the right time. And Tanya Lee became champion, and she did a great job. She was terrific.
Now,
absolutely terrific.
I really wanted to bring it up earlier at the first part of the show, but the women's, what was it called?
World Women's
Wrestling. Just WW.
World Women's Wrestling.
Okay.
Triple W for
Triple
sure.
W's. How did that all, when did you realize you wanted to do something like that?
Well, during the tail end of the Bob Evans era of NECW, there were a lot of girls that were wrestling.
Right.
We did on our 5th anniversary, I think we had an 8-girl tag.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I said to myself, geez, this is just about enough girls
Yeah.
to do an all-girl promotion. My good friend Dave Prazak had just broken off from IWA Mid-South to start what would eventually become Shimmer.
Right.
And Dave and I would talk quite a bit. I helped him a little bit. He helped me quite a bit. And I wanted to do an all-women's. Sumi was really the impetus.
Right.
I said, why can't this be done around here?
Yep.
And when there was about enough girls, we brought some girls up from Jersey, a great crew from Jersey.
Yep.
And, we had some early success with it. But in the end, my partners really didn't want to invest the kind of time and effort that it would have taken to really make that, a thing. It was rolling for a while. It really was. We were doing monthly shows with it, and it was doing pretty well.
You definitely had a talented roster.
Yes, we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, speaking, we're still on with the women. April Hunter. April worked for you a little bit?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
First time she worked for me, tried to hold me up for money. That didn't work out too well for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you brought him up too many times for me not to ask. Bob Evans.
Thief. Thief.
I hate people like that. I do.
Yeah. He has that thing hangs with Bob. Yeah. Bob should be hung.
Yeah.
There
See,
you go.
Ryan? See, you asked, you got
there
it.
You go.
Without me even asking the question the way you put it. Jose Perez.
Good guy. Good guy, tries to help people. You know, was always a big help. When he worked for us, he was always trying to help, like set up the show, how we could better set the show up. The guy who really wants to help and make things better.
Right.
No, Jose's a good guy, good people.
Nice. The woman he inducted Saturday night, Ariel.
Wow. You know, I met Ariel because of Dave Prazak.
Right. Oh, okay.
I never met her because I never saw her locally.
Right.
She worked for Eugenio down in New Bedford and all that. I'd never met her until Dave says, "Hey, I got this girl I need to put a title on or take a title off of." I forget which one it was. And so, yeah, he sent her up, and she was great.
Nice. Yeah, very talented.
Yeah, she
Baby
really was
machine.
a great cornerstone. Baby machine. Yeah, absolutely. Good for her, though. You know?
Absolutely. It was funny what they said it in the speech, on the induction, I should say, that Jose said she knew she wanted to have a big family. She said she wanted
did.
9 kids.
Right. I think she met BMT, her husband, working for me.
Oh, okay. Another talented kid.
Yeah.
Brandon Michael Thomas, how do you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about him?
Nice kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talented kid.
Excellent. Matt and Brian Logan.
Nice kids, but injury prone, not terribly reliable. I think that was more due to injury than. But you know, if they were healthy and their heads were really in it, they could have gone a lot further.
Their hooligans partner, Chase Del Monte.
Not a fan.
Okay, there you go. Got to ask you this because I know some people want Finn Balor.
Greatest kid ever.
What's that?
Greatest kid ever.
Nice.
Quick story about Finn Balor.
Yeah, please.
Fergal Devitt.
Yep.
He messages me, "Hey, I'm in Ireland and I'm a wrestler, and the same guy who trained me trained Doug Williams, and my aunt and uncle live in Watertown, and I'm going to come over there for 3 months. Will you book me?" I said, "Send me some stuff. Let me see what you can do." He sends me a DVD. I was blown away.
Right.
This kid's the real deal. A, he had the pedigree, he had the training.
Yep.
And B, you could just tell by looking at the kid, he was a super athlete.
Right.
And he could do it all. And I said, "Yeah, you come over, I'll take you under my wing." So I tell Bob Evans, "Hey, we got this kid coming over from Ireland." Bob looks at the DVD and says, "I wouldn't book him if he was the last wrestler. He's a spot monkey. I played the DVD for my students. Everybody laughed at it, and blah, blah, blah." I said, "Well, it's too late, Bob. He's coming."
Yeah.
And he's booked.
Yeah. And look at him today.
So we bring him to a TV tape. We used to do these little TV tapings, internet TV tapings, out of Bob's school. So Bob doesn't even want to see this kid.
Right.
So he gets there, and he has him booked against a kid named K.L. Murphy. Now, Keith, nice kid.
Yeah.
But at that point, had taken about a year or so off, was rusty as all get out, hadn't wrestled anybody in a year. So Fergal gets in the ring with this kid. The match starts, and he makes him look like Rick effing Flair.
Really?
The guys are sitting there with that look on their face. And, "Oh, I want to work him next. Oh, when can I meet him? When can I talk to him?" So he totally won everybody over.
Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I actually was the one that hooked him up with New Japan,
Oh, cool.
believe it or not.
Yeah. He went over there for a lot of years, right?
Yeah. Simon Inoki had owed me a favor.
Okay.
I had gotten Simon Inoki a showcase match on Ring of Honor. And I said, "Simon, you know that favor you owe me? Got a kid from Ireland. He's coming out there. I want you to give him a tryout. Would you do that for me?" "Yep, absolutely." Wow. They fell in love with the kid.
He stayed there for quite a long
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Another guy that's really killing it in NXT right now, Warbeard Hansen. Todd.
Greatest kid ever to come out of New England. The most compelling story of any wrestler ever to come out of New England. Broke his back at one time.
See,
Poor
I didn't
kid.
know the back. Okay, I knew anything
I mean,
else.
this is a kid who was injury prone, broke his back, had overcame all kinds of injuries. I have so much respect for him. Never gave up on his dream. Whenever he worked for us, anything we wanted or needed him to do, he would do. Quick story about him.
Please.
One of the last hot dog safari that we did, they decided they were going to have a hot dog eating contest, and they wanted us to enter a couple of wrestlers.
Right.
So we had him and Nikki Rocks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know, they came in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And Todd was on a strict diet. He was trying to lose weight, but he said, "No, I'll do it. I'll do the hot dog eating contest."
Wow.
So
And Britt, a great guy, like you said, a compelling story. Lesser men would have quit. There's no
Absolutely.
doubt.
No question in my mind.
People
Yeah.
have quit over these,
Absolutely.
those things.
Yeah.
I want to talk. How about did you ever have Pride booked for you?
Yes.
Dan Freitas and Brian Nunes. How about those guys?
They were good hands. They were good team.
Okay.
Good solid team.
Another tag team, which I thought might have been the greatest tag team in your promotion's history, the Crown Jewels. Am I wrong? Are they up there?
No,
at least?
they're up there.
Yeah.
They're up there. Damon was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
He's been working a long time.
Yeah.
He's he doesn't
Out
wrestle
of the
anymore,
business.
right?
Yeah.
And their manager, Tony Lizzies.
Mr. Fabulous.
Oh man, it was great.
Fabulous is an appropriate moniker.
Right.
He is fabulous.
Nice.
Yes.
We brought him up real quick earlier because you said he had won the Iron 8. Brad Hollister.
Brad Hollister is going to be a big star. I think he's got some maturity issues. I think he needs to kind of break out more on his own.
Right.
Instead of being a tag team guy, he needs to just go on his own and really make a mark for himself. He has all the tools.
Right. Well, speaking of that, he's in the tag team. Do you know Hamatunas?
I know him. He's never really worked for me.
Okay.
Nice enough kid.
Right.
You know.
Brian Malonis, the Kingpin.
I love Brian Malonis. I think Brian Malonis is a great talent. I think he's the guy that probably should have gone a lot further than he has. I think a lot of that had to do with timing, and a lot of that had to do with his dedication to Jamie. I didn't realize until much later that he actually had a job working for Jamie for his business.
Yeah.
And had a loyalty to him. And I guess, I don't know if they don't work together anymore, but Brian Malonis is, in another era, he would have been a huge star.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just had him on a couple times for a couple weeks ago. Tony Roy.
Tony Roy never worked for me, but I always had a lot of respect for him. I was in good shape. He's a kid that I think, had he not done as many jobs, had he taken a step and maybe, went down to Memphis and, whatever, things might have been different for him on a big stage. But Tony Roy had all the tools.
Definitely.
Certainly had all the tools.
Guy we saw over the weekend, Freddie Curry Jr.
Freddie was great. I think Freddie had was mentally held back a little bit. I think he didn't have quite the mental toughness that he needed to really make it. But he's a glib kid, could speak well, was great in the ring. I think that he deserved a little bit better than what he got.
Right. Maverick Wild.
Maverick Wild was great. Great. Not just a great wrestler, but a great guy, great person. One of my biggest regrets was that I didn't make Maverick Wild Booker instead of Bob Evans when that opportunity came.
Right.
I don't think he really wanted the responsibility of it.
Yeah.
But I wish I had the chance to work with Mab a little more closely like that. I still have the utmost respect for him as a person, as an in-ring professional.
And we hope he gets well soon. Just got his knee
Yes.
replaced.
Yes.
See that, Mav? We care for you.
We do.
Jeff Costa.
Jeff Costa. Look, Jeff Costa was a old territory hand, one of Kowalski's first students. Never really became a big star, but one of those characters.
Yeah. Nice. Kazarian.
Great talent. Nice kid.
Okay. Luscious Latasha.
Great. I think she should have gotten a bigger opportunity than I think she has up to this point.
Right.
But very much enjoyed working with her.
Excellent. Joe Bruin, real quick. I know you've been brought up a
Very
few
nice
times.
kid. Look at what he's done for us around here. Really shining a spot. I was saying online today that the Hall of Fame really deserves more attention than it gets around the country.
Yeah. Joe needs
So
to
hats
go in.
off to Joe Bruin.
And Joe needs to go in his Hall of Fame.
Yes, he does.
He really, really does.
Yes, he does.
Johnny Idol.
Johnny Out, tremendous hand, and another great guy.
Yeah.
Somebody who's one of those great workmen, him and Aaron Morrison, who was also inducted
Yes.
this past Saturday.
Yep.
Johnny Idol played a very important role in the early days of NECW with him and Mike Steele.
Yes, the
The
Egomaniacs.
Egomaniacs, yeah.
Incredible tag
Yep.
team. I really loved watching them wrestle all the
Yep.
time. Teddy Goods.
Only worked with him a little bit in the Matt and Kyle days.
Okay.
He kind of, I think he blew off some dates for us or something like that. He's a talented kid.
Yep.
You know,
Mercedes Martinez.
most talented woman ever to come out of New England.
When I saw her in the Mae Young Classic, I thought she was
Another
gonna win
incredible
it.
story.
Yes, please.
Another incredible story. How she started in the early days of NECW,
Okay.
and she was a prodigy. Trained by Jason Knight, total prodigy. One night, a guy didn't show up, so we're wondering, well, who can we get? Right. Well, she had driven up with Jason and his crew. Put her in. And Kurt Adonis says, I'll work with her.
Right.
So we did. As soon as she stepped through the curtain, it was like somebody set the building on fire.
Wow.
It was like that. She just had that instant charisma.
Yeah.
Bob Evans hated her with a passion, because she was better than any of his students.
Right.
And better than him, actually, in the ring, too.
Right.
And he kind of pushed her away. But, the time had come for her to go. The time had come for her to go to other places.
Right.
She got connected to Shimmer through me. And, she just needed to go elsewhere.
Right.
She just needed to, she needed to blossom in a place that we really appreciated. She did a lot of work with AFA. AFA really helped her a lot.
Right.
But there's a girl who really, she didn't have quite the image at the time that she started.
Right.
Everyone was telling her to soften her look and to be more feminine, be more this, be more that. And she just wanted to be herself, and she stuck to her guns. And now here it is all these years later, last year's Mae Young Classic. She was the unsung star of that.
Absolutely.
Really. And she deserves all the success in the world. She is a great, great person.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Brandon Locke.
Brandon Locke, great kid, great talent. I think Brandon is one of those guys that I think that time sort of ran out for him. Started a family and so forth, and that maybe, when you have a family, your priorities
Everything
in life
changes.
are different.
I know, yes.
Everything changes. So, but a very good hand and a very good kid.
Nice. My daughter Sarah's favorite wrestler, Slick Wagner Brown.
Wagner is the guy who probably should have been a lot more successful in wrestling than he's been. Not that he hasn't been successful, because he's wrestled all over the world. He's got that kind of unique charisma, and he still has it. After all these years, he's still a main event. He's still a credible champion, still a main event. After all this time, he's now teaching younger guys.
Right.
I think the world of Wagner.
Nice. Nikki Rocks.
Nikki Rocks should have been one of the biggest female talents in the business, and kind of undid herself a little bit, unfortunately. That's a long story.
Yeah.
We saved that for another episode.
Right.
But, Nikki Rocks was a super talent, and we put her in a position where she had gotten more publicity than any wrestler, male or female, in New England history. Right. At one point, she was in every newspaper in Boston, every major newspaper. We had those girls on Maddie in the Morning, Kiss 108, stuff that nobody ever gets.
Right.
I mean, and just enormous publicity. And, it was just one of those things that it just wasn't capitalized on.
Right. We'll stick with a couple more ladies. Alexis, the Double X Diva.
Probably came the furthest of anyone that ever worked for me. From where she started to where she's ended up now.
Yeah.
I mean, she was this little girl from New Bedford with a lot of spunk.
Right.
And she really became a super worker. She's the greatest champion in NECW history.
Really?
Held title longer than anybody else, male or female.
Wow. Did not know that.
Great representative of a company. You could take her anywhere with anyone. Yeah. She'd be terrific.
Don Vega.
Don Vega is a guy underrated. Very underrated. Great hand. Nice kid. He was one half of the tag team champions with Jose Perez for us at one point. But I think Don could have had a bigger career if he had, the chips had fallen the right way for him.
Right. Very talented. Now, how was his tag team with Jose?
They were a great thing. They called themselves Wreakin' Havoc,
Yeah.
which was the greatest tag team name.
Right.
I thought one of the greatest tag team names ever. Second to the End, which I came up with.
That is great.
Yes,
The end.
right.
Evan Six.
Very fond of Evan Six. He was on your show one time, and he talked about an incident how I took the tag team titles off of him. So now it's receipt time. Evan, I love you. I think you're a great kid. I think very highly of you as a person and a father. But you knew you were booked, and you decided to take another date for another company. So when the guys that you were supposed to face, when you were supposed to take titles, dropped out and took off and didn't make the date, and I took the belts off of them, I didn't have any choice but to do the same thing with you. Only fair. Evan is a kid that likes to write his own script and do his own thing and whatnot. I think he's a great, talented kid if he kept his focus. So Evan, I love you. I think you're a great guy. Keep focus. And there you go.
His tag team partner at the time, Mike King, Stiff Mike.
You know, I created The End
Yeah.
as a way to really utilize those guys in a way that they would really be effective.
Yeah.
Mike's a good kid. Really, really good
Definitely.
kid. Yeah.
You brought him up earlier. Ace Darling, who actually was a fan of, and first time I ever seen him live was at one of your shows.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Great kid.
Yeah.
Great worker. Him and Devin Storm.
Yeah, incredible. I met Devin one time and asked him about Ace, and he was blown away that I was asking about him. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait to call him and tell him.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards, man, what can I say about him? Superb athlete, maybe the greatest athlete that ever wrestled for NECW. 3-time world champion in 3 different companies.
Right.
So 3 different world titles. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Much as I love Fergal, I think Fergal's a super athlete. I think Eddie Edwards is right there with him.
Nice.
I would have loved to have seen a series between those two.
Yeah,
Oh my God, if I could have booked that.
right.
Wow.
Absolutely. And right now, one of the guys that's taking care and bringing up some of the great talent in New England, the owner of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, Brian Fury, and newest Hall of Fame member.
I like Brian. You know, Brian's a good kid. When he worked for me, did not have the body or the charisma. I think that in the big feud with DC Dillinger, had it been someone else, it might have drawn better. And that's no disrespect to Brian Fury, who I
Right.
think is talented for what he is. He's certainly proven himself as a great trainer. But you know, what Brian lacked is that emotional connection with the people.
Right.
That genuine emotional connection. He couldn't really summon that up.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of that smarmy attitude that everybody knows Brian has. But, you know, Brian has certainly, he's certainly blossomed into a great wrestler, into a great trainer, and I'm glad that he's having success with that.
Absolutely. I'd like to bring up some of the young talent that's in the area right now. We got
Sure.
about a little less than 5 minutes. Christian Casanova.
Saw him a couple of times,
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah, definitely. Same
Yeah,
here.
impressive kid.
Scotty Slade.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. How about Brick Mastone?
Not too familiar with him.
Okay. Let's see who else we got. You know Avery Forrestal? Young kid?
No.
Training? No? Okay. We'll go back to the list. Rick Fuller.
Love Rick Fuller. Great guy. Played a very important role in NECW in the period of getting Max Bauer ready for the title.
Yeah.
Rick was that great veteran, the big guy, that larger-than-life guy, the thing that we all picture wrestlers as,
Right.
and always made an impact no matter where he went.
Nice. Rich Palladino.
I was at Rich's wedding. Great guy, you know. Rich went his way with Chaotic and all that, so we kind of parted company, you know. But I always liked Rich. Had a lot of respect for him. Really nice kid. Great family. His wife's a sweetheart.
Nice.
Nice kids.
Antonio Thomas.
I am the world's biggest Antonio Thomas fan, probably next to his mother. I think the world of Antonio Thomas. I think he is so underrated. I think he kind of lost confidence after his WWE run.
Right.
If I had a magic wand, I wish I could have made Antonio Thomas the star that I think he deserved to be.
Nice. Ryan Waters.
I liked him in the ring. I liked him personally.
Yeah.
I liked working with him. I thought he was not looks wise, not that superstar look,
Right.
but definitely knew what he was doing in the ring. He's trained a lot of great guys.
Yes.
So a lot of respect for you, Ryan Waters.
Nice. Kevin Landry.
Love Kevin Landry. A lot of respect for Kevin too.
Kevin trains a lot of guys too,
Yep.
correct?
Yep. Hope to work with him again very soon.
Excellent. Amber.
Boy, Amber was such a great girl, and she had a lot of body issues.
Yeah.
No matter how many times I told her she was pretty and she was great and all that, but somebody who's missed around wrestling.
Excellent. Mistress Belmont.
Wow. I actually gave her the name Mistress Belmont.
Did you really?
Yes.
Nice.
I gave Antonio Thomas the name of the promise.
That's cool.
But no, she's terrific. She should have had a big run someplace.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Only got a short time here left. Kevin Kelly.
Kevin, very talented, super talented announcer. Had a lot of great ideas. I think Kevin kind of too much wanted to be one of the boys. But, I have a lot of respect for Kevin. I thought Kevin did a great job for me in the time that we worked together. And I wish him the very best.
Nice. The Hoods. Davey Cash and Chris Pyro.
Talented kids. Pyro, I've always been fond of. I always thought Pyro was one of those kids that over-delivered every single time.
Yeah, great tag teams. Let's see. John Cena. Some kids are going to want to know.
Total first-class kid. He's one of those kids you'd want to adopt him if you knew him. Just that great of a kid. I told you, first time I ever saw him, I said, he's going to be the world champion.
Right. How about his dad?
Dad is a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah.
I think he spends too much time with lesser people and should be doing more important things.
True. I think you're definitely right on that. Well, Sheldon, listen, it's been great having you on. And
It's been great to be here.
I'm going to send you some dates so we can do this again.
Love to.
I'm booked into December, guys, but I promise I'll get him in as quick as I can. All right? Guys, listen, thanks for watching. We're out. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.